Hello Connective, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you don't know how I work, I pull a bunch of cards from different decks and they tell a story, we talk about it. If you like the content on this channel, feel free to subscribe. Don't smash anything. And with that being said, let's get into this energy. This is a reading for Cancer. Most of my readings lately have been kind of more of a question base, or even in the past, you know, asking a question to try to get an answer, or there's some kind of theme involved. And so I'm getting the message that there's probably messages. So we're going to start going by zodiac. So this is a reading for Cancer. I'm going to start with the water signs. So we're going to do Cancer first. These are shuffled. So we are going to pull cards from these decks here, and they're all shuffled, and see what's going on. And then there will be an extended, we'll use the moon cards to pull some zodiac, and we'll pull some additional cards in the extended version of this. So we'll know what other signs that we may talk about, and the blind spot, of course. So let's get these cards on the table, because I don't want it to take that long to get them out. I know some people just like the cards to be on the table, and I get that, but this channel is really more about talking, and working through things that we struggle through in life, or difficulties that we have that we just never really got the tools to handle, So there's going to be a lot of talking. I don't even know what else to say. Wow, okay. That's really interesting. Okay, so we're done with the energy deck. This is the energy oracle deck. I don't like to skip what comes out too, because so we got, wow, okay, so we're not going to put him up top. So, all right, so we have, all tied up. It's not backwards anymore. And we're going to do woman holding a coin next, right? I'm just going to put them over here. And then third chakra, Archangel Samuel. So power center, and healer of the ages. Let me give you a better look at that one. Okay, so energy oracle. I'm also going to talk a little more while I pull the story here. So first of all, I'm going to tell you right now what I see. Cancer, I see someone who's been stuck. This could be about money. It might be somebody's ideas about money. Yeah, we should probably get into that. This is it's not just money, because your power center is showing up. And there's a lot behind that. I really encourage, even in the past, I encouraged you guys to look things up that you want to know about. Yeah, I can give you the general information, but some of the specific information, like if I tell you, oh, you should clear your energy, there's different ways to do that. If you go look online, you see which ways to do that. I say that if you use the law of attraction right, the things that you're looking for will just pop up for you. So what pops up for you might be different for what pops up for somebody else, but instead it's like the most comfortable way, or the most fun way, or just the most logical way for you to clear your energy. So definitely I would say look up that third chakra, and possibly Archangel Samuel if you like. Maybe we'll read that card actually. We'll just, you know what, let me just take this out to remind me. I encourage you to look that stuff up, only because for the chakras, I mean, yes, they have their little areas of life that they use, or that they, affect, and I mean, there's a lot of words I could use there. But realistically, especially if there's something that you're trying to work on in yourself, you're going to pick out the most, the things for you, the things that you think that you should focus on, right? And the whole reason why we're talking about this right now, again, like I said, it's not, if it is money, it's not just money. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Okay. Set your course. And another one wanted to come out too. What is this? Growing up. So we'll get to that. That's interesting because what I was just about to say, I'm trying to just figure out if we want one more of these cards. Yeah, we're gonna get one more. I was just shuffling them, so we'll just keep shuffling them, see if another card falls out. Like, I kind of really only want one, but you know, there's 4 energy cards on the table. Let's see what's going on. So the whole thing that I was about to say was this whole process right here starts from either being stuck or, you know, it might be something else other than stuck. We can get into that, but all the way down to this end here of being healer of the ages. And this can be any kind of healer. This could be a physical healer. This could be an emotional healer. You know, so many things. People need so many types of healing right now, right? Right. All right, so let's see if this thing wants to like maybe jump, since the cards already were trying to just come out. See if one more card wants to. If a card doesn't jump, we'll go through it like 2 more times. If a card, wow, okay. So we did say we would take 4 if we got another one. So let me just finish going through it the 2 more times. And so that was clock time. I'll show it to you in a second. Cancer. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I was going to leave you behind, but you wanted to. Nonsense. Okay. So that's going to be up here. Are these even in order? Yes. Okay. So nonsense. We have actually gotten that card before in other readings. And then this is clock time, which as far as I'm concerned is divine timing. So let's get the moon message on the table. We might as well figure out what zodiac signs we're talking about. These are shuffled. We're just going to see if anything jumps. Okay, so let's say this is money related. All right, let's say that for some reason you just don't have the money that you want. Okay. It might be the circumstances that you've been in. That's how you're going to look at it. You know, you're going to say, well, this happened to me, and 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 this happened to me. Now, a lot of times if somebody's in a spiritual awakening, they know that even if their experience has been crap, that a lot of the stuff that was happening was stuff they were bringing, okay? So, again, we're talking about the law of attraction. So, you know, when people start finally taking responsibility for being all tied up, then they can release themselves. So that's the first thing. Okay. If they want to stay in a story of, you know, this keeps happening to me. I don't have any control of it, you know, over and over, blah, blah, you know, it's going to keep happening to them because they haven't figured out yet how to make it stop. And it really is all about that. So, you know, honestly, and again, in divine timing, you know, a lot of times, whatever it is we're going through, whether or not it is money related, a lot of times we're ready for it to stop far before it's actually ready to stop. And a lot of the times, again, you know, why do you say if I have total control? Because you've created momentum. You've created momentum in a direction that you don't want to go. Okay, we're going to pull one off the top and one off the bottom. So the one off the top is first quarter moon in Leo, be humble. So we'll put that here from now until we see what else. I actually don't even see what's on the table right now. And then on the bottom is first quarter moon in Cancer. Push through any insecurity. All right, so it's going to go here. And then what else do we have? Let's see. We have last quarter moon in Capricorn. Leave the past behind. And last quarter moon in Leo. Lighten up. Gotten this card before too. So am I correct in assuming we have 2 Leos? Yes. All right. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. We'll pull the blind spot later because we're still going to have to, we're not going to talk about that until the extended. All right. So, yeah, so let's follow the path of money related first, okay? So, and the only reason why we say it is because we have the woman holding the coin. So you're tied up, you know, in money. You're holding the coin, but again, in your mind, you're not, you're tied up. So you're blocking, okay? I like to joke around about my channel because it's still kind of quiet around here, but there's a lot of other channels out there that people watch where people tell them, you know, oh, you're going to be rich in like 10 days. And it's like, people go, oh, 10 days, and then you're going to be rich tomorrow. And, you know, the people, when they don't get rich, you know, they're like, why isn't this happening? You know, and then, you know, I feel like eventually they're going to end up with my channel. I'm going to tell them you're blocking. You're blocking. So, you know, this right here, I mean, when you're talking about your chakras, your base chakra is supposed to be like you're supposed to be stable. You're supposed to be, you know, that's kind of where it starts. But I know I've said before in other videos that this is, for me, this is my power center. Okay, let me put it to you this way. If I'm in a situation where there's a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, like hundreds, and there's foul energy, that's where I feel it. That's where I feel it. I can be protected and feel it. Sometimes it'll go away. You know, it might be because of the time. I might be, you know, there might be a lot going on, you know, whatever's going on. But I'll tell you right now, before I learned how to protect my energy, or at least truly have the mindset of knowing what I'm doing, this used to hurt all the time. All the time. All the time. And even now, sometimes when it suddenly hurts, it's not just me. It's the people around. The people around me that are lighthearted, they feel it too. So again, when I'm talking about the power center, and I'm talking about your belief system, and I'm talking about, you know, the way you want to think about it. We've talked about that before too. How do you want to think about money? Do you want to think about money like, if I have it, when I have it, then I'll feel like this. When I have it, then I'll feel like that. When I have it, I'll be happy. When I have it, no. First of all, you're blocking, because you have to be happy to have it. You just have to be grateful for the things you have. We're going to talk about gratitude, because that has to be present. Okay? So if you know how you would feel if you did have it, you know, let's say you need it to solve a financial problem, you know, something that might be life or death, or somebody's health, somebody might die without it, kind of thing, right? And you're worried, you have this mindset, right? Think about the way you would feel if you had it. If the way that you would feel if you had it would be relaxed, then feel that. I know it's hard, like I said, when you're in a situation. But again, you know, what you're doing today with your power is what dictates tomorrow. So if you want to sit and worry and talk about, well, later, it's not going to come like that. And you're still going to have that pit in your stomach, right? So up here, nonsense. We've gotten this card before, right? Let me just show it to you again. This is like one of my favorite cards, I want to say, in this deck. Is time to talk sense. So if you're giving yourself a negative scenario about money and you don't, you know, let me give you an example. Okay. Some people may say like, oh, you know, I make money easily. They may, whatever it is that they say about money, it could be positive too. I get money, da, da, da. If their belief system is such of, let's start with money is hard to get. Money is hard to get. It's really hard to get. I can't get it. It's just hard to get. Then that's one belief system. Another one would be, well, I get money easy, but then it leaves just as easy. So whatever I get, it just leaves. I can't keep it. Okay, let's put it that way. And then another thought might be, well, when I get money, I have to hold on to it, because if I don't hold on to it, then it's gonna go away. So I'm really good at holding on to it, but I have to hold on to it. That kind of thing, right? These are all stifling ideas, because money, it's supposed to flow. What's supposed to come in is supposed to go out. Not all of it, maybe necessarily, obviously, if you want abundance, but then you have to have that mindset, right? You can't be walking around talking nonsense, talking about, well, you know, when this happens, I'll feel better and I'll be happy and this and that and the other thing. I can't get money. It's really hard, you know. This card here, we've gotten this card too. So this one was set your course, and this one says, know where you want to go, have a plan, the right direction. Okay, so we talked before in Spiritual Awakenings about, like, if you think you're off the path, like you end up back on the path. And a lot of times people have an argument that even when you're like off the path, you're not really off the path. Like there's no such thing. Okay, so set your course is really important, because a lot of people walk the path and they don't know where they're going. They They think that life is about sometimes maybe what their parents tell them they should do, or what their friends tell them what they should do, or what a loved, a relationship or something like that, what they should do, which might not be terrible. It could become their cause, but maybe it's not. And so they think that they have to walk this road. This is the road. This is the path that has been laid out before me, right? Well, a lot of times, and especially in a spiritual awakening, you're going to get a lot of situations where the universe is going to ask you, well, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? Right? What do you want to have when you get there? What do you want to feel? What do you want to know? Right? It asks you. You don't think so because you're still walking that path either that somebody told you to walk, or you're just walking it because that's where sometimes we get out of like college or high school and we decide that we want to go get a job. And then the next thing you know, it's like 30 years later. And when you were in high school, you didn't necessarily say that you wanted to do this job forever. And then you turn around and here you are. You've been worried in between about the kids and the bills, and then even at some points we're worried about like getting the kids into college and this and that, and then there's life-changing events. Sometimes you're buying a house or something else happens, or maybe even you have a hard time, like something happens that is not helpful to you, and then you kind of look around one day and you say, how did I get here? Maybe you might know, there might be that situation where you know, but even then, like, nobody ever stops to think, well, I didn't actually know where I wanted to go. No, they don't really say that, maybe sometimes they think because they don't have the control of that. It's another belief system. It doesn't matter what it is. Lighten up. Think about what you want to do. Right? If you have something that is keeping you bound, keeping you blocked, keeping you in some kind of mindset, what do you want it to be? If it's money, how do you think you're going to feel with it? And feel that now. Maybe make plans that excite you with it. Well, I'd like to do this and I'd like to do that, and write it down and get excited about it. Like it's happening. Like say you want to buy a house. Again, setting your course. Say you want to buy a house and you're like, well, it's been really hard and I can't keep money, or I can't hold on to it, or I don't make enough. You have to change that to feeling like you live in the house, right? You already live there. So if you already live there, then you know already how you're going to feel. And if you keep yourself in that energy, then you'll get that thing that makes you feel that way because you're perpetuating it. And you can't drag all these like belief systems, negative belief systems into this, because it's not going to help you out. Some people, it takes them, a month, and some people takes them, 10 years. And sometimes the difference can be resistance. And this doesn't just affect whatever's tying you up in your money or whatever else is going on, whatever block you have. This affects other things too, that if you had those things, you wouldn't be in this, but also it's an indication that perhaps this is not where it should be either. Right? This is going to affect other things. So, growing up, decide, not just choosing your path, but who do you want to be? This one says, wanting to grow in experience. It's actually say, rejection of perpetual youth. That mindset. You might have even gotten it like from your family, when you grew up a certain way. And sometimes parents have that type of mindset, but they deal with it differently. So when you look back on it, you don't really see that. Maybe everybody has something different. And like some people like keep the cash in the jar, but they really keep the cash in the jar to the point where they can actually put somebody in college. It's kind of harder to do now. Back in the day when there was cash in jars, it was more, a little bit easier. But it's the same. People have done it. They've grown so many things just from doing that, right? You can make that decision. It comes from the mindset of knowing that you can do that. I can do this. I'm going to start this and I'm going to finish it, right? So push through the insecurity. Even if you decide, well, I'm just going to make this happen. I'm going to change my mindset and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to feel the way I'm supposed, I would feel if I had this. You're still going to reach points where your brain's going to want to swing back the other way. And it's going to be, you know, like a pushback, or, you know, it might create insecurity. What am I doing? I can't believe I'm trying to do this, you know? So you need to just push through that. So again, this is you, this is who you are, right? So, last quarter moon in Capricorn, leave the past behind. So a lot of times too, the reason why we have these belief systems is because things happened to us in the past, and we carry that experience with us. We say, well, that's going to happen again. That's going to happen again. That's what we know. It's not really our fault, except for the fact that if we had a positive, you know, outlook on it, we wouldn't even carry that. Some people don't have that. And sometimes when you're friends with somebody like that and you get pissed because you're like, nothing affects them, da, da, da. It's like they're not real. Even when you know that person's real, they're just not. I asked a friend one time if they were okay, right? And I knew something was going on, but they didn't tell me what it was, right? And I said, I just wanted to make sure, you know, that you were all right. You know, you weren't like feeling some, basically kind of like sitting in something, right? And he did this. Let me back up so I can do this properly. He said, yeah, he goes, you know, things happen in life. He says, I don't know why people just want to, and he reached down like he was going to grab a backpack, and he acted like he was going to throw it over his shoulder and just start walking away. I thought it was just really funny. Yeah, sure. I mean, you could think of it as a backpack. Some people have whole suitcases and like U-Hauls and stuff that they carry around with them in life. Try to get what you want through that with these gas prices. Sorry, I couldn't help it. But, you know, again, you build up that much momentum, it's going to take time to get out of it. It is. You're going to have to think, you're going to have to push through these insecurities for a while before you get to the point where you start to feel that it's getting easier, because you are going to want to give up. You're going to be like, this isn't working. Well, depending on how much momentum you built up, you might have to try harder. I think that's what people actually mean. It's more like longevity, right? Because you set your course and you just keep going that direction. You don't turn around because it's not going as fast as you want it to. Again, clock time. It's going to happen when it happens. And people who don't stick it out because they don't leave the past behind, because they can't get through the insecurity, because everything's too damn heavy. This one up here says be humble. Sometimes even when they do, you know, finally, you have to remember what you got through to get here, and that everybody's in their own place in their own journey. So to look back at somebody who's at what you would consider to be step 2 when you finish the race, you have to be humble. You could actually help that person if you know what you did to get through it. If you want to grow up, set your course. Just set your course, stay your course, right? Have a light heart. Don't let things get to you. Divine timing. Sometimes, like I said, it's way after what we want it to be. But the rewards are so great. Even if you just heal yourself, that might be what the job is, right? Or even if you just heal one person. So we're going to pull the blind spot card. We're going to figure out what the block is, okay? So we got tied up, we got block. So this card, sigil, if it resonates with you, you know, again, whatever situation you're thinking about, this could be that block. Even if it is money, it's not money. So yeah, in the extended, we'll tell you right now what that block is in this video. And then in the extended, we'll talk about that. And then we're also going to visit Leo and you and Capricorn as you know, possibility of things that might be aspects of this situation. We're going to pull some more cards over there. So these are shuffled too, actually, and this is a really big deck, so it's kind of hard to handle. So I'm just going to kind of mix them up a little bit one more time here, and then I'm going to cut it and I'm going to pull it off the bottom. All right. All right, so we got number 24. I do believe that's a new one. All right, so before we look that up, let's read Oh, I can just put this over here. Let's read third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. What card is that? 37. Okay. Let's see. Sorry. All right. Third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. Emotions of desire, life force energy. The powerful Archangel Chamuel is holding a beautiful sphere and golden light at the solar plexus, which is the location of your third chakra and the center of your life. The center of your life force energy. The issues have... Oh, sorry. I'm blind. All right, we're going to do this. I got my magnifying glass here. Oh my God. All right. The issues here resolve, and I'm also trying to keep my hair off my microphone. The issues here resolve around emotions of desire and your personal energy. When the card appears upright, it indicates that an increased enthusiasm is present, soon to be. It indicates that an increased enthusiasm is present or soon to be on its way. This is a great time to move towards the completion of your desires. Your life force is vibrating with power and resonance, and your soul is calling you to direct your energy in a focused, purposeful manner. This angel of power is with you now, so go for it. So again, if not about, specifically about energy, it's telling you to go for it. These cards, the energy oracle has like an affirmation, and for each card, this affirmation is: my third chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. I radiate a bright and vibrant life force energy. I feel excitement for all that I do. So again, if you're having trouble sometime, like trying to do something and I was going to say, there's a block, but you don't even have to know there's a block. If you just know that there's resistance, if you're trying to do something and you're telling yourself, well, this is going to be hard, then keep in mind that you probably do have a block, or at least blind spot. That's kind of like you're trying to do this, but there's another belief that's sort of getting in your way. You might not be aware of it. You probably are aware of it because it's like a rule that you live by, but still you're not thinking that either that relates to this because it seems like it might be far-fetched, or you might just not realize at all like how the two might tie together because, like I said, you haven't really seen the tools that kind of go, oh, this is the reason why this is happening, So let's figure out what the blind spot is on this one. And then we'll talk about that blind spot in the extended. So number 24 here, this is the sigil again. And number 24 is separation. So, just right away, intuitively, this could be like I was going to say a broken heart. Not necessarily a broken heart because I don't see that chakra on the table, but a hurt that is causing someone to have a belief system. It could be any belief system. It could be about being in relationships, having children, like any big life decision, getting married, or anything. Could be anything. So, and the reason why separation kind of tells me that is because it's almost like someone, I was going to say put this idea into your head, but not put the idea into your head. You either saw it from, they felt that way about something in life or just about life in general. You saw that and adopted that, or maybe you were told this is the way it is. And then now this idea is crippling you because either it's not helping you do what you want to do, it's not resonating with you, or it just doesn't resonate with positivity or what you're trying to do to begin with. Like if you're trying to make more money and it basically resonates with not making more money, then this is again what I'm talking about. And I feel like, this person may be in your life or may not be in your life, who might have told you this, or, again, something may have happened with someone that caused you to form this belief system. So somebody might not even have said anything. You might have just decided. And in separation from that person, you can't reconcile that because that you haven't healed from that yet. So you're still in that belief of this is how it is. this is how it is, right? You really have to let all that go in order to become this, you know, like even for yourself. You have to be this for yourself before you can be this for other people, right? So we're going to talk about more about this in the extended Cancer. If this is your story, meet us over there. If not, until we meet again.